We've watched our numbers very closely since Starbucks opened. Our most recent review, when we ended the month of September, our sales were down about 3%.
Darlene Stately is a third-generation CEO of JJ Corporation of Gas Stations. She is also the owner of JJ Jaffa on Guilford Street. She saw extra space in one of her stores and wanted to give the community something it did not have, a high-end coffee shop.
Rumors began to spread of new competition coming to the area. Starbucks Corporation.
Dr. Jeffrey Webb, an avid dark roast drinker, used to be a regular at JJ's, but the excitement of Starbucks shifted his purchasing habits.
Starbucks opened, I was very glad to see a Starbucks open in town, because it sort of signifies that the town had reached a certain, level of population, a certain level of commerce to enable the community to support a Starbucks.
Another impact, at least one employee has left JJ's for Starbucks. Emily Harrigan left Starbucks in order to save for her upcoming graduation and marriage.
I just needed more hours and I needed to make a little more money, so it was just a better choice for where I am in life.
This is Grace O'Brien reporting for FDN News.
I do think so. So now are you going to go over to Starbucks and talk to them?
There have been a lot of times that people had suggested to me that I should consider it. Kind of like, I'm not that good. But it kept coming up. So at one point I just decided to say, well, okay, God, if this is something that you're trying to tell me that I should probably do, then maybe I should quit saying no. Got a number of different people that are really pretty inspirational and helpful to me. Father Bill, of course, he's just absolutely amazing. The way that he can interact with young people, the way he interacts with families, just the way that he is a priest is really inspirational. Father John from St. Michael's in Plymouth, he's my spiritual advisor. So I spend a lot of time with him, and he too is extremely inspirational in terms of how he cares about people. Deacon Mel Tardy, he's the deacon over at St. Augustine in South Bend. He's a good friend, a good advisor, good coach, good mentor. One of the things that we do is we are studying closely the catechism, getting a true understanding of what the Catholic Church truly teaches. It's a great experience. It's really informative. It kind of helps me be able to respond to people in a better way, in an informed way. One of the things that I worry about is that there aren't very many black Catholics. And the question is why? Why did we have so many who have left the church? And is there anything that I can be doing in terms of encouraging people to take a serious look at the faith and possibly come back?
I thought about if this had happened in high school, what would be different? And I think that if I was ever going to have it, it was the perfect time, and it really changed me for the better, and it helped me adjust to my college life, and it helped me to gain all the friends that I have now and be so involved in this school. So I truly wouldn't trade it for the world.
Volleyball standout Paige Eckwright is heading to Huntington, the outside hitter signing with the Foresters.
I've been really looking forward to playing volleyball in college for a long time, so I'm glad I could finally do it. I guess when I play, I like to have a lot of energy, but I also love to be positive, so I guess that could be a factor.
The first thing you notice when you meet Huntington University's Paige Eckwright is her smile. A Homestead grad and freshman volleyball player for the Foresters, it's hard to imagine Paige without that smile. However, that was indeed the case back in August. On her first day of college, she got a devastating diagnosis, a rare form of cervical and uterine cancer.
On my first day of orientation is when I found out that I had embryonal rhabdomyosarcoma in my cervix and my uterus. So that was when I was diagnosed with cancer. I had some irregularities throughout my summer, and then it just kind of popped up one day. It was my second time ever going to the gynecologist. When she told me, it was just kind of a blur. Don't know what to say, looking at my mom and dad and just crying. I did not start chemo until after my volleyball season ended in November. Not as hard as I expected it to be, but my parents will tell me otherwise. The volleyball team was super awesome to me, and I also got a lot of investment from the men's basketball team my freshman year, so they were most of my really close friends because I wasn't only worrying about my schoolwork, I was worrying about my health. I missed a lot of class, but I still passed my freshman year. November of 2017, I finished chemo, so I'm getting to a year and a half-ish on finishing my chemo. But March 2017 is when I was told that I was cancer-free after my last surgery. I hadn't been training with a volleyball. I had just been working on like balance and speed and jumping and those kinds of things. So coming back in was not very easy. The first week of preseason, maybe 2 weeks, I cried at every practice just because I was frustrated with myself and with my body coming back, but it gradually got better. My freshman year, I was on the all-freshman team for the Crossroads League, which was awesome. It's super special to me. But my goal this year was to come back and make one of the higher teams for the all-conference, and I ended up getting second team all-conference, and I also won Attacker of the Week one week because I had a pretty good week. So those were both super awesome. Both made me cry. Super awesome things for me. It frustrates me a lot now if I see people taking the sport for granted, because once you get it taken away from you and you have no choice, it's so different. And so I've definitely come back just with a lot of gratefulness that God has given me the opportunity to play volleyball, especially in college, because not many people get the chance to do that. So it's just made me love the sport even more than I already have, and I just appreciate it so much.
My full name is Grace Allison Veronica O'Brien. I have been a Catholic all my life. I didn't appreciate my faith till I was in high school. My best friend abandoned me, my schoolwork suffered, I was a mess. Then I switched to a Catholic high school where I made friends in campus ministry. Hopefully the story has a happy ending with some resolution. But that's not always the case. Some stories have sad endings. I look at the Pieta and see the sorrowful Blessed Mother coddling her lifeless son. But his death was not the end of his story. My story is grounded in my Catholic faith. What's your story?